Good morning. How's it
I'm
going?
doing I'm doing very well. Good morning to you. I'm actually doing fine. I'm on my way to work right now. I have a couple of meetings to attend. But thank you for letting us have Lolita at home. We are very blessed to have her. Uh, my son and my daughter are actually very happy to have Lolita. Uh, it's a blessing. She's
Can
become
can we can we
an angel to Bradley.
absolutely let's give everybody a little bit of context of what are we doing. So what happens is, as you can see, Miss Clara here is in Houston, Texas, and we are here in Brazil. And she right now she works very hard, her and her husband, and they have two babies. One is your daughter, and the other one is your son. And she contacted me because she wanted to get a great dog. And this is one of the parts that it becomes very important for me. Is sometimes parents are thinking about what dog should I get my son or my daughter, and a lot of times you can get them at anything. You can get them a spider, you can get them a tarantula or iguana or a rat or hamster, whatever, or just a poodle, or you can get them a Shih Tzu, or you can get them how do you call those dogs? Frenchies. You can get them in Chihuahua, and the love that you have for a pet can always be very special and can have some, mirror kind of like effect from the pet to yourself. But to have an influence to make you have courage, to make you be strong, to never give up, and to connect with the human in a way that is a lot stronger, it requires a special animal. In the United States, the founders of the United States in 1976, they already had a heritage from their grandparents. A few dogs that came from Ireland and England that were the great great grandparents of the real American Pit Bull Terrier. And from those dogs, the first real American Pit Bull Terriers were developed, from which today 99% of the dogs they call pit bulls are not real pit bulls. And, you know, the influence that these dogs can create on somebody, I can talk about it because 30 years later, from meeting the first American Pit Bull Terriers till today, I am so passionate about the breed, my dogs. I am so passionate about my dogs. I'm not really passionate about all the other dogs, but I'm passionate about my dogs because I was looking for the best. So where do we meet Rose here, Clara and I? I get a call out of nowhere one day, and we start talking. And she tells me I want to buy a puppy. And she's from Houston. And I guess she's thinking I'm from Houston too, because I lived in Houston for a long time. And we talk about the price, and you got to put a deposit, and I can show you the puppy's life. And I remember I put the camera live, and Clara comes online for the first time. It was a FaceTime, just like this, and she was able to see Lolita for the first time. Am I saying it correctly, Clara?
Correct. That's correct.
You were able to see it,
That's
and
correct.
I remember that they were talking with the family, the husband. Hey, take a look at the dog. Take a look at Lolita. Blah 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 blah. And everything was magical. Everything was going the way it always goes. It was just a great experience, right? And I told her,
So my
listen, I'm
son,
going to shoot. Huh?
I'm sorry, my son, he dropped. He was playing at the time when we received your call, and I remember that he dropped everything and he just stopped and went to see my phone. I was like, "Here's Lolita. You want to see her?" And he dropped everything and he ran to the phone. And he actually took the phone away from me to
Right.
see Lolita.
Órale.
And I think that was love at first sight because he since then, ever since we met, we finally were able to come from Brazil, and I remember I looked up what was the best pet that a child or any human being could have was a dog, and I was like, I want the best for my children, and I'm happy that we were able to do that. So I thank you very much for that.
No, I thank you. And let me give you a little bit of background. This woman right here, she's an entrepreneur. She has
Yes.
her own company. She works her butt off very hard, just like all entrepreneurs do. But she knows value. And that's why I love it about entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs love value. You understand the price of cheap and that is always more expensive. You understand
It's
the
gonna cost
price
you
of
more.
quality. You pay more, right? So everything was going normal. You know, I'm in the plane and I'm taking pictures with Lolita, and everybody, oh my God, can I pet her? And everything. It was like such a great experience. I landed into Houston. Everything is the same. But what made it different on this occasion was when we opened the door. You see, you guys need to understand a little bit here. I did not know much about Bradley. I knew about Clara because Clara and I had spoken and everything. I want Clara. I'm gonna say my part, and I want Clara to come and tell you a little bit about the superstar. There's two superstars here. One of them is Bradley, which you guys didn't know. We're making these videos about Bradley. This video is about Bradley. Bradley, you are my hero. And Lolita. There is a connection between Bradley and Lolita. And when I opened the door and Clara came in, the husband came in, the daughter came in, Bradley was behind everybody, like kind of looking like, I don't know if I should come into this room or not. And then
Yes,
he saw Lolita running. He saw Lolita running, and he ran to Lolita. And then all of a sudden, I couldn't understand really at the beginning because we were talking, but I noticed there was some magic going on between this boy and this dog. There's not a plane. And I saw you take a step back, and I saw your face like, you're in shock, like, oh my God. And I was thinking, like, what's going on here? And I saw Bradley playing, and your husband took a step back. And everybody's like observing him playing with Lolita. And I didn't know what was going on with Bradley at the moment. But then you go ahead and tell everybody what was going on with Bradley and what kind of a positive, let's do this, positive impact this relationship created. Go ahead.
Because Bradley, well, he's 4 years old. He turned 4 years old, and he really is a very shy boy, very very shy. He doesn't really speak. He
We're having
doesn't.
a little bit of bad
He
connection.
doesn't interact with anyone. But the moment he seen Lolita, he dropped again, like he did when we were at home seeing Lolita for the first time through the phone. Same thing happened when we actually were able to go and see her physically. He ran. He was the last one to go into the room, and he was the first one. Whenever we entered the room, he was the first one to get to her. So we basically connected with her, and to this point, to the point where she sleeps with Lolita. He runs up and down, and he plays, and he says, "Mommy, Lolita's ready to go and take a potty. Lolita is ready to eat." So he's very, he's talking more, and he just changed. It changed him completely, 360 degrees, all the way. And
360 degrees, just kind of open him up. Am I correct?
like in a second. It was instantly. And as us parents who want the best for our children, I really recommend to not listen to any person to say, "Oh, well, the Pitbulls are bad dogs," and I wanted to demonstrate, and to my family and to everybody that knows me, that's not true. And I can testify it with Lolita.
Well, let me tell you something, Clara. Lolita is not ordinary Pitbull. Lolita is not an ordinary Pitbull. So
This is how people think. It's a Pitbull. Oh, they attack. She doesn't attack. She doesn't attack. She's very friendly with anybody. I have people that come in. My family comes and visits, and she is a very very calm dog. She doesn't attack anyone, and even with my son, she's a very good influence for him.
Very good influence.
Very very good influence. That's the best thing you could do for your children, is to get a American Pitbull dog from Chico Lopez, of course.
Thank you very much, Clara. I really appreciate that.
You.
And you know something I like, something that you said about, how Bradley opened up and how he started speaking more. The connection kind of caught up a little bit, and we couldn't hear exactly what you were saying, but you mentioned something about a 360-degree change. I mean,
Yes.
180 degrees. He changed and he became a brand new person that opened up. And I believe that one thing that Lolita has given him is the courage to be able to go out and stuff. And I can see Bradley taking the dog to the park and doing things and giving him the boost for him to go out to the world and you know, and feel braveness of this dog. Now, I tell you one thing. I always champion for American Pitbull Terriers. It just happens to be that we live in a world where 99% of the dogs are called Pitbulls, Blues, Giants, Double X's, Micros, Bullies, and some mutts in the neighborhoods, backyard breeders. Those are not real Pitbulls. There are some, and those are the dogs that actually give the great dogs a bad name. So I really don't recommend people just to go grab any Pitbull. You got to be very careful. Your children are very important, and always get the best you can. Always get the best.
The best.
And I have to say this. I mean, you have so many choices. You could have gone to so many people, but we really thank you for having the patience, for going the extra mile, spending more money, and coming to us. And what made me happy, especially because all my dogs make me happy. When I go somewhere, there's always some bad experience that makes me happy. But Bradley, I was able to see with my own eyes, and I was able to sense it. The feeling that I have with Bradley and Lolita is that I'm coming back on the plane for many hours. And as I'm coming back, I have Lolita in my head playing with Bradley. And Bradley at the beginning, and then Bradley, oh, he's playing. I was like, she really got him out of the shell. He really came out of the shell to show off who he is. And I think this is so important. Another thing that I wanted to tell you is, once you get Lolita properly trained, of course, Lolita is going to be protective of him. And once she grew up, she's going to be able to see like somebody try to bully him or she try to bother him. She's going to defend him, and she might not turn out like a dog that wants to bite everybody, but she'll become very protective of him. I am pretty sure of that. And she'll become protective of the territory, the house, and, you know, like a normal dog will do. But with the one thing that I really love and admire of these dogs is the influence that they have created on my persona, how they make me stronger. I have gone through so many obstacles and hurdles throughout my life. Us as Latinos, we go through a lot of hurdles. We go through a lot of difficulties in life. Sometimes people don't open the door for us because we have an accent when we speak, or because our color, or because we don't have the finances when we come to the United States. We are not rich. We don't come from rich families, and so on and so forth. So we endure a lot of resistance, right? And we are fighters, and we fight over this resistance. Just last week, you saw the fight, the boxing battle between Oscar Valdez and you know, Burchell. Oscar was a little guy. He was the underdog, and he, as an underdog, came over and won. And this is one thing about the word underdog. The word underdog was created by these same real elite American Pitbull Terriers. The word underdog came from the Pitbulls. And Bradley is an underdog. And people will see him like an underdog. Oh, he's shy. But Bradley is now getting coached. He's being trained by Lolita to get the fearless warrior out of him. And now Bradley's coming out strong, probably. And next thing, I'm pretty sure we're going to see a Bradley. And that's what I told you. Make sure you take him to a studio and get pictures of them two together. Don't get the family. Get them two together. Connections between those two. Get them together. Because as Bradley becomes a grown man and big child, he will always remember that first meeting with Lolita and how Lolita impacted his life through all his life. And I'm pretty sure one day he's going to be a very important man, and he's going to have a great message, you know, and he will be a child that will never accept bullying. When you have an American Pitbull Terrier, it's very difficult for somebody to come and just bully you and bother you. And I can see Bradley maybe influencing other children to become strong and never give up and never let anybody make you feel less and be a fighter. That's why I believe that for me, Bradley is one of my heroes. And Lolita is my other hero, and them together as a team are something so special. So I have to tell you, thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. The feelings that you allow me to have as a person, as a breeder, as a creator, I thank you so much. Because for me to not discover, but to see this, to manifest in front of my eyes, it was a wonderful experience. You know, it took me a little bit. my wheels were spinning and spinning. It's like, oh my God, what did I just, I wanted to process this information. And I tell you what, Clara, it was amazing. It was really amazing. And when you walk away at the door, you have so much energy on you, and like you have so much to say. And you told me thank you in such a nice way. And you told me, I just saw, because I still got the recordings from where I'm going to attach them to this video, where you come and you said, I just saw something that I wasn't expecting. You said that on the video. I was not expecting.
I was not expecting that, from him. I even thought it was going to be my daughter, the one, but it was different. It was actually him, the shy, the little shy, timid boy that I know at home. And I was just, it was something that I had, it was like, I got confident. I felt confident whenever I felt them. They just looked at each other and started playing, and I could see he was gonna be safe with her, and everything was gonna be okay, and that's the way it is. That's why I stepped back. I was like, he's in good hands. We're my family is, and I just want the best for my children, and
Absolutely.
and I can't thank you enough. So. Thank you very much for
You are
letting
part
us.
of our family. You are part of our family. We got guys here like Mr. Carlo Gibson, which got his puppy from us. His name is Ernie, and he has Ernie, and Ernie is a fantastic dog. We get reports, we get pictures, we get a whole bunch of stuff all day, and he's so proud. And he told me, he said in front of his children, he says, because that was his birthday gift, and says, I finally got what I always wanted for my birthday. He's like, every year he didn't get what he wanted, but at 52 years old, he got what he always wanted. And these dogs can actually impact families in such a positive way. Happens to be that this Lolita became the hero of a little shy boy that's going to be a great man, and that is a great story. I thank you so much I know you're going to work. I know you're working, and you have you work for a lot of hours. But you are a hero to your son. I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to see this video someplace when he grow up, and he's going to know that you care. And having a parent that care is something important, because I have children too, so I care so much about my kids. And Clara, you're a hero today and always for your children. So I thank you so much for that.
No, you're welcome. That's something a good parent does. Wants the best for their children, and I want the best for my children. And so I'm happy. I'm happy. That was the best thing I could get for my children, Lolita. So we actually call her Lolita the Great.
So we changed her name. We changed her name. Now it's Lolita the Great.
Yes, we added the Great.
Ciega the Great, the greatest American Pitbull Terrier in history. I mean, Ciega the Great is like the perfect American Pitbull Terrier, like the guy that actually wrote the APVT confirmation, seen the picture of her. My friend Dale Brastrom, look at that and said, this is the most beautiful, the most perfect dog I ever seen. He says, who bred this dog? And I was like, I did. And he's like, really? I said, yeah, she's a global grand champion, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh my God, so my eyes is still good. I can see something without knowing the titles, and I know that this is the greatest dog. That dog right there is the grandmother of Lolita the Great. And she is the great because she's doing great things. So that was a perfect thing.
She is indeed. So thank you, and and thank you for always giving me the best guidance to caring for her as well. We're new at having Lolita at home, and so I want to thank you for that too.
You know what was
your wife.
My wife is the best. My wife is the best.
She always answers, or you always answer my my questions that I have in regards to Lolita, and that's that's the other part, taking care of her, because she takes care of my family, so we're gonna take care of her.
Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely. She will become an old dog in your house. I'm pretty sure you guys give the best care possible. One thing that is funny is, like, I got your message last night, and you sent me the picture, right? Where you are at the vet with Lolita and everything.
Yes.
And you told me, she came to the vet and the vet likes her and everything. And then you wrote, like, in a quiet voice, like, shh, and One may sell me las croquetas. You want me to get this dog food, and you know that's junk. You know
Yeah,
dog food is junk. You
they said,
you give raw food. You are a raw food person. You give the sardines, you give the gizzards, and you give the raw chicken. Super,
yes, and
super.
the chicken legs. They asked me. She's weighing 22 pounds and a half, and they were like, she's perfect. How do what do you do how many times do you give her food and this and that? We'll just give her raw chicken, and they were like, the vet looked at me like, are you are you crazy kind of look? And she said, well, no, we really recommend
Puppy chow.
puppy chow. And I was like, no, I was like, I give her chicken, and that's how she's perfect.
That's how she's perfect. Yeah. You see, my friend, this new technology allows to communicate and have these wonderful connections and create these beautiful things. I'm so happy, so glad. I can see you're already ready to jump out of the car and go to work. So I won't take too much of your time, Clara. Thank you so much. I will be uploading this video, and I will be uploading the other part of it, so people can see the beautiful story of your family, regards to your husband and your daughter, and of course Bradley. So we'll be in touch. God bless you guys.
Okay.
Take care.
God bless you too.
God bless you.
Bye.
Take care. Bye
Bye.
bye.